Sure.
Will you let me respond?
Go ahead.
I will not dance to your tune.
No problem. On those two accusations.
God, you will have to give me some respect.
Sure, sir. On those two accusations.
Now, let us, he wants to protest what? What is anybody threatening in this country? Who?
Your president, the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed TINUBU, is currently being accused of nepotism. He's accused of nepotism because he just recently made his son-in-law as the Federal Housing Authority. Okay, now it's becoming family business. When I told you that this man mean no well for Nigeria, a lot of you were just like, oh, it's Yoruba people turn his name local. Anyway, let me not just expatiate about this thing. Let's watch how the OGOP of that of the Arise TV News questions Mr. OLAKPASA. So let's see how he reacted to the questions the Arise TV News asking. Let's watch the video together. We'll be right back to do some adjustment.
All right, let's just go to the details here. There were a lot of accusations. First of all, Professor Yusuf Usman accused President Bola Ahmed TINUBU of nepotism after he appointed his son-in-law as the head of Federal Housing Authority. He also talked about how this administration has pushed more Nigerians into multi-dimensional poverty because of some of his policies. I'd like for you to respond to those two.
Did he?
Let me just land. My main question.
I am not.
My main question, because it is sure, it is your right of reply, and I'd like for you to respond to those accusations. That's yes. Number one.
So,
number two.
So
Sure. Number two.
I am responding. Will you let me respond?
Go ahead.
I will not dance to your tune.
No problem. On those two accusations.
God, you will have to give me some respect.
Sure, sir. On those two accusations.
Now, let us. It's a conversation, for God's sake.
Absolutely.
You will let me speak.
Go ahead, sir. Go
My
ahead.
adorable daughter, please let me speak.
Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
I adore you. Let me speak. Now, which nepotism is he talking about? Is it the nepotism we saw the last 8 years? He wants to protest what? What is anybody threatening in this country? Who? Threatening who? That you will stop food from coming from north to south? Then the people from south should stop what they produce to go to the north? Do we still have a country? What is wrong with people in this country? Who is threatening who? Seriously. We have one country. Listen, I think Steve, my brother Steve Ayorande will understand this better. I will mention one word. One nation, one destiny. It was the mantra during the era of Shehu Shagari. If nobody there understands that, Steve most certainly will understand it.
I do understand it. Yes, one nation.
Let's respect each other. Nobody should threaten another person in this country. Okay. We are all in this together.
All right, Mr.
We have a president in this country. Our president means well. Please let me speak. Our president means well. He is working hard to put things together. Do you even know the biggest problem we had the last 8 years? When all these people, their voices were silent. The problem was the emasculation of President TINUBU from the... If President TINUBU's touch was in the government this last 8 years, we will not be where we are today.
All right. Okay.
We are trying to get out of a difficult situation. Then somebody comes on television and starts threatening people that he will do what? Governor Bango says he wants to stop food moving from Niger State. Should I stop fuel from moving from Delta State to his state? What an insult.
All right.
We are one country. Let us rest. Listen, nobody, excuse me, nobody is afraid of anybody.
Okay.
Let nobody threaten anybody in this country. Please.
All right.
What an insult.
Sure.
Rubbish.
All right, Mr. OLAKPASA, you've talked about threat a lot. But I asked a question, and it was just a question about nepotism, which you have not answered yet. But I'll skip that. I'll skip that question.
I said, is it nepotism? Mm-hmm. No, is it nepotism? Whatever nepotism is embellishing, is it worse than the nepotism of the last 8 years? This is what is happening.
All right. The idea of Nigeria being
your candidate has...
The idea of Nigeria being plunged into multi-dimensional poverty was one of his main issue on the program yesterday. But I'd like for you.
Nigeria?
Well, you've answered some of those questions.
Can I answer you?
No,
I have heard your question.
You will.
Can I answer it now?
I gave you 5 minutes to respond, but you haven't responded. But let me ask you this last question. What do you make?
I want to respond to the question.
Sure.
No, I insist on responding to the question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Is it Bola Tinubu that caused... Beautiful. Is it Bola Tinubu that caused multidimensional poverty in Nigeria? How? We are Christians. Today is Sunday, for God's sake. Let us fear God. How did Bola Tinubu cause a single problem in this country? How? 8 years? You were there?
Well, he talked about the
how many people were lifted out of poverty? It's Bola Tinubu's fault. Bola Tinubu is not even 1 year in power.
Okay, let's
people are complaining.
Mr. OLAKPASA, please can I ask you a question? Because you said what problems has he caused? So let's talk about some of the problems we're facing today that we did not face before he was sworn in on the 29th of May, 2023. Can we talk about some of the exact problems we're facing? We have new inflation figures for monetary inflation. The Naira has lost its value at a faster rate than under President... You did not answer OG's previous question, which was about nepotism. Yes. Yes, sir.
I will answer the first question before this your question.
About nepotism specifically. No, she asked about nepotism specifically.
We are no longer having a conversation if you will not allow me answer the question. You can't dictate to me.
I'm just asking if you are going to speak on nepotism in government.
Which nepotism? Is it the Bola Tinubu that walked his own son out of federal executive meeting that you are accusing of nepotism?
Well, the federal executive meeting has people who...
What? Yes.
There's legal requirements for who can be on the Federal Executive Council meetings, right? This is a very important meeting, and nobody's...
Then what are you saying?
We're talking about the appointment of his son-in-law to be in charge of the Federal Housing Commission. My apologies.
No, he is not qualified. Are you more qualified than him? What do you mean by that? What's the point? Listen to me. Nobody. Listen. I'm not going to dance to this gaslighting you are trying to do, my adorable daughter. Nobody should threaten anybody in this country. We are one country. Do you know the kind of people that support Bola Tinubu? Let nobody think that he can intimidate anybody. Not in this country. The people who support Bola Tinubu, we support him from the bottom of our heart. And we support him because we believe that this country is in a precarious state. And this is the kind of man we need to be our... People there's this narrative out there that people follow. Do I look like Daniel Bala? We don't collect money from Bola Tinubu. We spend our money on Bola Tinubu. If you don't know.
You have listened to what Mr. OLAKPASA said. Now, in none of this, let's try and digest everything together. The Federal Capital Territory is no longer secured ever since Tinubu came into power. Everything is more expensive. And they are not blaming it on them. They are blaming it on the past president, which is Buhari. Now, something came to my mind. Why were Tinubu campaigning? Why did he say he wants to rule? In all his campaign speech, he said he could have done it better. Now, he's in power. Why will he also not blaming the past president? We know that definitely that one has a lot of questions to answer. But let's forget about that now. You are in office. You have every right to make a decision that will benefit Nigeria. You have every right to know how to regulate the factory, the business, the things that is happening in Nigeria. You have every right to work on the economy of Nigeria, the currency of Nigeria, and how to reduce the fuel price. You have every authority and the power to reduce the bag of maize, the bag of rice, but you choose not to do it. You are dancing around the problem, but blaming the past administration. Just as Buhari were also blaming Goodluck. And it has always been like that. The coming in president blame the past president. The coming in governor blame the past governor. Why are you guys campaigning, contesting for this power, knowing that you can't do nothing while you are in office? That is just my question. Now, TINUBU, on the other hand, is trying to make this presidency stuff as a family business, putting his wife in this position, putting his son-in-law in this position, putting his brother-in-law in this position. My pain inside is that 3 more years, man, is a lot. We are just facing 1 year now. We still have more 3 years to bear this hunger. Now, thank you guys for your concern, though. We love you, but comment your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think about all these things? Do you think that, okay, what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing is right? You know, it's just 1 year in office. Let's just give him a time because there is time for him to make amends. I want to hear from you in the comment section. All right, if you think that he cannot rule, what is your thought? Should he just step? No African president can ever step down. It can never. I've seen Africa president on wheelchair still ruling as a president. I've seen an handicap president in Africa. I've seen Africa president urinating while singing the national anthem of his country. I've seen Africa president on the sick bed. They refuse to leave power. Not to talk about this particular one. Even if his hand is shaking, let me rule out that question. That do you think he should step down? They can never. If it was possible that African president will die, while he's in his grave, he can still be ruling until his tenure is over, they will still do it. They love power. Not to use it to the betterment of the country, but to oppress their people. Anyway, comment your thoughts in the comment section. We love you. Remember, God love you more. Until we meet again, stay tuned. Plan B TV. Peace out.